from Blaine Fieldhouse. It's the Blaine Bengals and the Centennial Cougars. An epic matchup every year between these two squads, no matter where they sit in the standings. Tonight, the Bengals on top, 19-1 overall, 8-0 in Northwest Suburban Conference play, 10-11 for the Cougars overall, and 3-5 in conference play. Good evening once again, sports fans. J.W. Cox alongside Larry Mickelson here on North Metro TV. And Larry, when you talk about these two teams, especially here today, it's going to come down to defenders in the middle, and their middle hitters on both sides block well and score well. When you start with Centennial, it starts with Jill Conrad, 40% kill rate. Olivia Jensen, the youngster, just in junior high, she's got a 38% kill rate, and they're 1 and 2 in blocks as well.
Yeah, I think that's a key for Centennial, and I think control the middle, or at least break even. They may have a pretty good chance of pushing Blaine tonight because Blaine's got two very good middles of their own. Take a look at Jill Conrad there, 86 kills and 52 blocks. Powerful hitter. She puts up a strong block. So it'll be interesting to see how she fares tonight against the team of Jorgensen and Morgan. And
the same thing with Olivia Jensen. You made the comment before we came on. It's strange when you have Taylor Morgan, a sophomore, and she's not going to be the youngest player playing in the middle with a lot of emphasis on her play today. That will be Olivia Jensen, who's just in 8th grade.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch Olivia this year. She kind of see her grow up on the court. Again, only an 8th grader, so what, 13, 14 years old. And Taylor Morgan's almost a grizzled veteran compared to that. So, but Jensen's really come on. She's finding some offense. She's making some defensive plays along the net. So how her play does against Jorgensen and Morgan as well could be a big key for Centennial.
And you mentioned both those names right there. The middle combination of Jorgensen and Morgan for Blaine. The Bengals at 18-1. It will be, excuse me, as we first go to Centennial. We talked with Coach Rabine Manthey beforehand about her team, the way she has played, and a little bit about this rivalry as well.
Hi, Coach. So your dynamic has changed since last year. We know you lost 2 big hitters. Is there anything you've done new to train your team and get them ready for today?
Well, obviously, yes. We lost a lot of our offense last year with Lee Pudwell and Dana Holger and Caitlin Hannigan in the middle as well. So we've had to tweak some things. We moved a middle to the outside. Our DS moved to our libero, and so a lot of roles have changed. We have an 8th grader moved up into the middle. So we've just really been focusing on everybody doing their part, doing their role, not trying to do more than what we're capable of doing because that gets us into trouble. And then just playing hard-nosed defense and out-scrapping and out-hustling your opponent and trying to frustrate them.
All right. Do you think defense is going to stand out tonight, or is there any position in particular that will?
Well, we're hoping so. Blaine has some big hitters coming at us, and we really have to kind of pick and choose. We're not going to be able to get a double block up on every hitter that they have. So we're going to have to kind of choose who we're going to try to hopefully get some big blocks up against and dig the other players. So that's kind of our strategy right now. We'll see how that pans out.
And knowing that Blaine's huge competitively, is there something you think they're going to do to change their attack towards you guys, or since you're close up?
I don't think Blaine has anything that they're going to change against us. They're 17-1. What they've been doing has been working. So it's a big conference match. Blaine and us have always been a huge rivalry, and it goes back for quite a few years. And you kind of throw the stats out, and it becomes an emotional game for the players at that point.
All right. Well, the best of luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Those are the thoughts of Coach Rabine Manthey before this big game. And Larry, we started to talk about it beforehand. You talked about the middle hitters for Centennial. Same thing on the other side. The middle, Jessica Jorgensen, the junior, and Taylor Morgan as well. Jorgensen having a great season, 113 kills. She is second in blocks on this team with 28, and she can be a force in there, making it difficult defensively against the opponent.
Well, you heard Coach Rabine Manthey talk about not being, they kind of have to pick their poison, which you can't double everybody. I mean, having 2 strong middles as Blaine does, maybe the best tandem in the state, is he keeps that middle on the opposition home. They can't cheat to the left side, try to double up on Dimke or Hawkins. So having 2 strong middles such as Jorgensen and you see on your screen Taylor Morgan is huge.
Morgan as well, as you see the numbers there. 39 blocks and 51 kills. Quite a treat for head coach Celeste Gorman, who has had a great season so far between these two teams. And also big parts of this team, Larry, will be the two setters in this game. And you see there the numbers for Lydia Demke for Blaine and Lindsay McCauley for Centennial. Two players that have been fun to watch because they can bring a lot to the court, but also when they focus on setting up their teammates, they can be very successful.
Yeah, both very athletic setters. They can move the ball around. They have great hands. They have great court knowledge. Probably what Demke brings a little bit more is a little more height and a little more offense, but they're both fun to watch. So you can see how the numbers stack there up there on your screen. But it'll be fun to watch them. They both have good backups as well.
And you see those numbers in kills, 154 for Demke to 92 for McCauley, so still big numbers there. Celeste Gorman before this match as well with some thoughts about the rivalry against Centennial and the way her team has been going. She joined Rosie Erickson moments ago.
Hi, Coach Gorman. We know Centennial's been a huge competitor over the years. What do you anticipate from them today?
Well, I think this is a tough conference matchup. It always is. I expect them to try to run a fast offense. I did get to take a look at them at a tournament they were playing in, and I just think that they're going to try to come at us with a lot of different offenses.
Sure. Is there anything new you've been doing to prepare for today's game?
We don't ever really do a whole lot new for anybody. What we try to do is make sure we're taking care of the ball on our side of the net and make sure that that whatever's happening, that we control the things that we can control and then play the percentages on everything else.
Do you consider them a rival?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody who knows the history of these two teams knows that every time we play, it's pretty epic. So it's always a fun one.
Right. And then finally, what is your main goal for today?
Our main goal for tonight will be to make sure that we're sticking to our game plan and we're taking care of the ball, and that we're playing to our potential.
Sure. Well, good luck. Thanks, Coach Gorman.
Thank you.
Blaine and Centennial when we come back here on North Metro TV.
Known for its vineyards and hilltop villages, Umbria is also known for its delicious tasting pizza. Made traditionally from the finest ingredients, Umbria Pizzeria will make you taste the difference, smell the love, and transport you to Italy.
La cena è pronta.
Dinner's ready.
You might even begin to feel like an Italian.
Delicioso.
Umbria Pizzeria, turning taste into memories.
If you need seamless gutters, whether the job is large or small, you can say,
I know a guy!
For your full-service landscaping, you can say,
I know a guy!
If you need commercial or residential lawn care, you can say,
I know a guy! I'm Charlie Walker, and if you need professional seamless gutters, landscaping, and lawn care, you can say, I know a guy!
In the nation, our agents are always there, helping make sure that when your life changes, your nationwide insurance coverage changes too. We put members first because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation where protection is personal.
Nationwide is on your side.
In Anoka County, contact Twin Cities Insurance Group, your nationwide insurance agent.
Back with you at Blaine Fieldhouse, getting set for volleyball between the Centennial Cougars and the Blaine Bengals. And Larry, both of these teams with coaches that have had a little bit different teams to work with this year, but a lot of talent on the coaching sidelines for both of these teams that can get both programs and keep them at the top.
Yeah, it's both two very well-respected coaches. They've had success throughout the years. Both in, it takes talent, but you have to be able to develop that talent. They've both done a very good job of doing that. It's a great rivalry. The last 2 years, 3 years now, have been just fun to watch. Been able to be part of those two sectional final matches and then a conference match. All went 5, and it was in doubt right till the end.
Right now, this season, as you take a look at the Northwest Suburban Conference standings that have the Blaine Bengals on top at 8-0, tied right now with Anoka, a team that's actually got more wins in the regular season, 19-6. They played a few more matches. Blaine at 18-1. And then you see Centennial. They're just 3-5 in conference, Larry, but 10-11 overall. They won 3 games in the St. Michael Albertville tournament, and that can really help them sectionally because they're right on the cusp of being in the upper half of the section.
Yeah, you want to try to avoid, get that top 4 seeds. Fortunately for Centennial, Anoka's not part of that section 5A, but so that, yeah, tonight's match will go a long ways. If they can pull off a win tonight, that'll really help them in section. Meanwhile, Blaine's got Anoka on Tuesday night, and that's, if they can pull the win off tonight, sets up a what you kind of want at the end of the year. Right. 2 undefeated teams going at it for the conference championship. Each
team with a chance to win it. Coach Celeste Gorman hopes their team is staying right there, but they have a tough task today in the Centennial Cougars. Again, 10-11 for the Cougars, 3-5 in conference, and the Bengals are 18-1. The only time that they tripped up was a loss to Wayzata in the Apple Valley tournament. So not regular season play, not conference play. They got that loss to Wayzata earlier this season. The only blemish for the Bengals so far. They have won 9 in a row. Centennial on the other side, they've won 2 in a row. So both of these teams playing very well of late and with a lot of confidence into this match.
Yeah, Centennial's going to need to play their best tonight. There is no doubt about that. But if they do, they can give Blaine all they can handle. But if Blaine, I feel if Blaine plays like they're capable of, it's going to make it extremely tough on Centennial all the way around. But that's why we play. I mean, they've got good rivalries here, good traditions. So Centennial's going to try to rely on that and elevate their play just a bit.
The tradition is pretty intense here between Centennial and Blaine in Northwest Suburban Conference play. And you look at these starters here for this edition of your rivalry match: Trout, Jensen, Conrad, Farmery, McCauley, Anderson, and Siraki. The starters for the Cougars. We mentioned Jensen. We mentioned Conrad as well, the middles. Keep an eye on Carly Trout from the outside. She can be very, very effective as a hitter as well. And Desiree Siraki, the libero, a big part of this team. For Blaine on the other side, the 2 Hawkins sisters in there for the start. Taylor Morgan, Jorgensen, Dimke, Trost, and Brown, your starters. We highlighted Morgan and Jorgensen, but Lydia Dimke, who we touched on as a setter as well. You see that setter, outside hitter, kind of a rare combination, and she excels at it.
She's a phenomenal talent. She's fun to watch. She's very explosive and can take over a match, especially on the outside as a hitter and as a setter. So she'll be fun. And on Centennial's side, we saw Carly Trout. She's the middle that Coach Ray Manthi alluded to in her interview, that she was a middle last year. They moved her to the outside, very explosive. She can really bring it as well.
And there's Carly Trout, as you see, with those 238 kills. She'll still start out on the floor for the Cougars. Coach Jackie Ray Manthi's Cougars talking about moments of greatness in that last tournament we talked about, and she was really happy with those moments. Of course, they played a lot of sets, and so they're ready to go. If they can play to that top level, we can have a good one here on North Metro TV. We're about to get underway with Siraki back to serve.
I think for Centennial right now, it's about consistency. We saw them play a couple of times this year when they played very well. So they need to bring that up and stay consistent. Here goes Siraki with the opening serve.
Up and over, 40 aces for Siraki. This one will be returned, and the first shot from Jessica Jorgensen right into the mix, and she slams it home. 1-0 for the Bengals.
And there's the middle we talked, off the set by Lydia Dimke.
Jorgensen, number 2 in kills on this Blaine team, and now the service ace for Lydia Dimke.
Dimke pressures you so many different ways. Good defensively, good offensively, and a great serve.
59 service aces now on the season. 50. After 59 comes 60, and there it is. 3-0 Bengals out to a quick lead, and this is what Centennial can't afford.
No, take a look at there. She went right side on the first set, or first to serve, and now left side in the second.
Here she goes again. This time it's picked up by Siraki. Set to the far side for Trout, and the first point for the Cougars comes to stop the miniature run, and it's 3-1.
Like watching Trout. Again, she's a little bit undersized, right, but she can explode off the floor and has a fabulous arm swing.
Doesn't let that stop her from making big plays. Here's Katie Farmery, the junior, with the serve. Shot for Jorgensen again. It's picked up. Set will come back to the near side. Centennial again for Trout. She had to lean back and just pop it over. Hawkins will take the attack and put it into the net. That's Captain and Hawkins, and it's 3-2.
So good defense there by Blaine, or by Centennial, getting in the right spots there.
Farmery up and at it from the service line again. Demke will set. Back she goes, looking for Trost. Too far, and we're knotted up at 3. 3 straight points each way.
Yes, each team just kind of got rattled their first few points. Not that Blaine's rattled, but they're just misfiring on their attacks.
Good serve so far by Farmery. Demke, Jorgensen gets it right back and takes the lead for Blaine, 4-3.
Having a 6'2" setter is huge. Even when she's flat on the floor, her hands almost extend over the net. You get that little hop, and it really makes you pay attention.
It's Lydia Demke.
Sarah Trost back to serve now for Blaine.
Picked up by Siraki. Set in the middle by Farmery. Jensen her first shot. It's picked up, and the Cougars will come back for Catherine Hawkins, and she puts it in right in front of the Centennial bench. It'll be 5-3.
Nice swing there by Hawkins. Good set by Brown. Of course, she has to, as a libero, she has to set that. She's going to do a fingertip set. She has to do that behind the 10-foot line.
Those numbers for Hawkins, as you see there, 108 on the kills into this match. She is number 3 on the team. And Sierra Trost just missed on a kill earlier. She's back to serve at 5-3 Bengals. Coach Gorman having a chat with that down official.
My time. Both teams to the bench. Site manager here, please.
Oh, looks like there's an issue, something with the facility. Not sure what it is. But we've seen in action her early. We've talked about McCauley and Demke, but both teams have very good, I don't want to say second setters because they're in a 6-2 for a lot of times.
Totally
but
unacceptable comments. We can't have it, otherwise they got to go.
So even when Demke and McCauley go in the front row, they have 2 good setters that can take back or take the action for both teams.
And the official here talking with the student section right behind him on this near side, right to our right. They do bring a large student section, and the high schoolers a little bit too far with some of the comments, so they'll get that wrapped up. The teams will come back, and hopefully won't have to stop it again.
The Blaine's always a fun place to come
Right.
to. I mean, they have a nice student section, but they bring a lot of other fans too. So it's always a pleasure to come to Blaine High School for a volleyball match.
That's where we are on North Metro TV, 5-3. They have their Bengals up by 2, with Trost back to serve again. Good dig down to an E for Siraki. McCauley had the second touch there, is bumped over. Back set, Hawkins puts it in right in front of us here. It's 6-3.
Rebecca Hawkins on that one, playing on the right side. Take a look at the replay. Nice set by Demke. And Jensen just kind of drifted over a little bit. Hawkins cut it back inside for the point.
It was off the touch, and I think it went in right here in front of us as well. Either way, Farmery, the back set. And Trout has to put it up and over. And she does just barely get it down under the reach of Alex Brown, the libero for Blaine.
Take a look at the replay. The blockers for Blaine all collapsed to the middle, and Trout was just able to tip it across the open left corner.
Trout comes back to serve. The junior at 5'9", Demke back to the front of the net with a set shot by Hawkins is blocked. McCauley and Jensen. Second shot, too wide.
Just a little wide. Saw the Jensen and McCauley go up for the block on that one. We were watching Centennial the other night against Andover. They were very a formidable presence along the net.
McCauley gets involved with the blocks as well. 92 kills as we saw at the beginning, as Trout is back to serve. McCauley 34 blocks in the season as well up front. Shot for Conrad. Was tempted a push.
Liz Olson over there. Sir, the set was a little long and a little wide. Just carried her into the net.
7-5 Bengals. Jorgensen serving. Shot for Jensen is blocked up front. That was Hawkins and Morgan, who is in there now, gets the shot. Picked up well by Farmery. Siraki will poke it over, but too strong. 8-5 Bengals.
See right away the 2 youngsters going at it, Jensen and Morgan along the front.
Jorgensen again back to serve. She's here on this near side, too deep. Good court awareness there. A good call by Olson as well to help Siraki out.
What Centennial's going to need to do is continue to do some good passing so they can make the sets where they need to. Try to keep Blaine off balance a little bit.
Jensen back to serve. Conrad comes in to play at the net. Brown back in as well for Blaine on the other side. Set for Morgan. Shot is picked up. Now McCauley will take a deep shot and put it into the bench on the far side. 9-6.
We just took off a little bit too soon there. It wasn't real good rhythm by McCauley.
McCauley, that all-around player, is the setter that we highlighted. And I mentioned in passing, 34 blocks to go along with 92 kills. And too deep off the serve from the younger Hawkins, Rebecca. Rebecca Hawkins, the sophomore, Catherine, the senior.
McCauley moves back, rowing out a serve, which means Katie Farmer will be in the front row.
Conrad and Olson up there with her. Shot for Dipke, picked up off the netting, nobody there. As just kind of a defensive push at that from Carly Trout. All she could do was pop it straight up into that netting.
Nice set there by Troll. She had to push it from one side all the way over the other side.
And the miss hit that time off the hands of Olson. It'll be 11-7.
Take a look at the replay there. Olson was in good position, just kind of didn't get her hands up quite strong enough, and the ball just off the fingertips.
It's Catherine Hawkins back serving. Siraki picks it up. McCauley the good set. Back for Olson. The shot just misses along the side.
Shot went wide, but it was a good strong swing by Olson. Hope the Centennial coaches probably continue to encourage her to take those powerful swings. Nice
good
play by
dive.
Siraki.
Shot for Farmer is picked up. A good get that time by Rebecca Hawkins. And now Morgan a little too far over into the net. It'll be 12-8.
Nice play along the net by both sides. Morgan just touched the top of the net there for a point for Centennial. Take a look at a nice dig. Good attack by Conrad, and Morgan just a little drifted into the net.
Hasn't been a gigantic factor so far as Steph Anderson is back to serve, but Morgan's still out there. As Hawkins goes over to try and save it, and she can't. It's 12-9.
Centennial's hanging tough so far, but this is kind of an area where they've had problems right around this mid part of the mat or set where the team will start pulling away, so they need to continue to hang tough.
Shot comes back down as Taylor Morgan gets her first point.
Take a look at the replay here. This is what makes Morgan such a special athlete, how high and how quick she can get in the air.
Not a lot of a run up there. She just got set at the front of the net and elevated. Brown now serving. Farmery saves it. Free ball is poked over by Anderson and too wide. So not the cleanest on this side offensively for Centennial to get the shot. They're down 14-9.
Talked about how sometimes Centennial let a match get or set get away from in the mid part. And it's also when Blaine starts to pull away.
McCauley puts it back for Siraki. Shot again will come for Dempke. Put it down on the back corner. 15-9 and a tipping point, as Larry just mentioned, I think, here in this first set.
Yeah, this is where Centennial's really got to find a way to get the ball back and settle down a little bit. They're a little frantic right now. They're not playing real clean defense.
Bengals don't lose a lot of sets. 47-7 all season. 22-2 since they lost that game to Wayzata. So just 2 sets lost over that span. Hawkins will push it over. Farmery right there. McCauley will get a chance at a set. Trout, a little too short, put it into the tape. And it's 16-9.
Had a nice attack there by Conrad, but Alex Brown was up to the task of digging the ball. Nice chase down by Blaine as a Centennial takes their first time out.
16-9, get a second look.
Take a look at the Trout attack here. Just goes into the net. She had a pretty good block up in front of there too with Dipke and Jorgensen.
So as we sit here in the first set, 16-9, the Centennial Cougars there. We've talked about it already, but you might as well mention it again. This is the point where they have to keep the Bengals within shouting distance.
Yeah, it's down 7, getting late early, as they say, but they just need to start passing better and control the serve.
The Blaine Bengals come into this matchup as the number 2 team at the 3A level here in the state. Lakeville North, who Larry talked about on Tuesday, they lost a match where they had to actually forfeit that because of some substitutions in with a JV player. So they're at 23-1. Blaine right there at number 2. Eden Prairie, a solid team at 17-2. Wayzata, the team that beat Blaine, at 19-6. Minnetonka's there, a team that the Bengals beat early in the season at number 10. And so, as always, just one of the most competitive teams in the state at the 3A level. And here they're up 16-9 on their rival Centennial. Brown with the serve. McCauley will get a chance to set for Trout with the kill. Good attempt by Hawkins, but Trout pulls it back to a 6-point set.
Big point there for Centennial, not only just to stop the Blaine run, but to get some confidence. Big swing by Trout, goes right over the hands of Dimke.
Siraki 41 now on the service aces, and she puts it down on the near side, makes it a 5-point set. So good movement out of the timeout for Centennial.
Very good. Great position for that serve. She's one of their key servers. She can put a lot of pressure on the opposition when she's back at the service line.
More than 100 more for Siraki. Came in with 316 serve attempts on the season. Blocked back on the shot by Dimke. That was Trout and Jensen up front.
Little life now for Centennial. Try to get some momentum going here. A big swing, and yeah, Trout up above the net. Nice block by Trout with help from Jensen.
I don't think Dimke hears that double contact too often coming back at her. That time, though, the serve into the net, so it's 17-12.
Especially from a player it's 5 inches shorter than she is. Dimke's back at the service line now for Blaine.
Great blocking for Centennial. They've got to get it back as Dimke gives the service error right back. So we sit at 17-3. It'll be Farmery now to serve.
Farmery will be setter now for Centennial as McCauley moves to the front row. Both teams running a 6-2 offense.
A tough junior at the service line. Shot put down by Jorgensen, and she has been on her game as we thought coming into this first set.
Yeah, I think that's at least three kills now for Jorgensen, and she's just playing lights out right now when she gets that set.
Absolutely lights out. That was the thought crossing my mind. There was no chance that somebody was going to dig that. Far side, they go for Trout, looking for the shot, and she places it well. Along the back line, 18-14.
A little bit of a finesse shot on that one. Had to go over the big block and was able to do it. Take a look at that. Kind of turned her wrist over, cut it down the line, and found the back side of the net, of the court.
She's back to serve, and she obviously plays bigger and smarter than her 5'9", and she'll get the service ace. When you're 5'9", Larry, sometimes you have to have that finesse in your attack. And she definitely has that.
You're not going to be able to go over a lot of people, so you need to learn some of those cut shots and down the line, cross courts.
At 18-15, she serves again. Dimke to set, going back for Hawkins. Saved and popped over, but not all the way for Centennial. So the Bengals come back at 19-15.
Jorgensen will go back to serve now for Blaine with Morgan coming into the front row. Front row for Blaine is Morgan, Hawkins, Catherine, and Rebecca, and then Catherine.
Cami Stoczynski comes in to spell Carly Trout. Blaine along the back. She has the first touch. Set for Farmery. Far side she goes. Olson. And the shot too wide. No touch.
A little flat on that swing. You can kind of hear it when it came off her hand. Just kind of a, not a smack, but more of a pop, and just carried long.
So Bengals at 20-15. Big serve here for Jorgensen. Big serve to get back for Centennial. McCauley will set. Far side for Olson again. Off the tape. No touch again. 21-15 and back out to a 6-point set. Bengals were as close, or Centennial rather, as close as 3 as they take a timeout, now down by 6. So they definitely have, Larry, the horses to get back into this game and the ability to get back into this set, rather. But right now they'll have to do it because their time is running out.
Yeah, they had a nice little run there. What they need, if nothing else, get the confidence that they can play with Blaine, that they can take it to them. But they're going to have to play crisp, and that's what led that to them. Some good passing, some good digging, good net defense, along with some good attacks. So they just need to get back on that.
What I was going to pick up, the net defense there. There were some big blocks that kind of keyed that. You could see out of the block, they got that confidence. Okay, they're good hitters, but we can find a way to stop them, even as good as they are.
Earlier this year when they played Champlain Park, probably the best match I've seen them play. But what got them going, because Champlain Park had a couple of good hitters, but they dug everything, it seemed like, and that'll frustrate a hitter. So that's what Centennial's got to do, is play a good back row defense, get some presence along the net, start making Blaine do things they don't want to. Blaine, on the other hand, just needs to keep hammering away and get the ball to Jorgensen, though, so far. She's been very impressive.
She's back to serve at 21-15. Stoczynski. They set it up for Olson, who has missed 3 times now, but they keep going back, and she's capable of putting it down, just hasn't connected so far.
Well, when you've got a pass, it's not perfect like that. Your only option sometimes is to go to your left side. When Centennial's done well this year, they've got some production out of Anderson, or Olson, so they need to hopefully get that back from her.
22-15 as Bilodeau comes in for McCauley. She'll push it over. Jorgensen there. Olson a shot this time. Opportunistic at the net to make it 22-16.
A nice play by Olson there, waiting for the net the ball to clear the net and then put it over.
So now Olivia Jensen will go to serve. Jensen, a very strong server. 31 aces on the season, 92%. Serving. Morgan into the block and fights it through. 23-16. Siraki back in.
The block was there for Centennial, but Morgan was able just to power through it. Take a look at it here. And kind of off the outside hand, left hand of Joe Conrad.
Rebecca Hawkins back to serve at 23-16. Shot coming back from McCauley, and she goes off the block. 23-17, and she'll step back to serve as well.
Take a look at the replay here. McCauley on the right side. Goes to the outside hand of the Blaine blocker, and as they say, tools the block for the point.
23-17. Centennial needs a run right here. Morgan catches a little of the net, but gets it through and down. 24-17, set point here in the first.
Take a look at the replay here. Goes up, hangs, and just drives the ball straight down.
Hawkins back to serve for the set. That's Catherine. McCauley up front to the middle. A good save by Brown. Hawkins pushes it over, and the Bengals survive here at set point. Shot down by Olson. And the Cougars aren't done yet. 24-18.
Nice kill by Olson there. That's what they need to have another option to go to out there. And she's had a couple of nice swings now. She's going to be replaced by Steph Anderson as Anderson comes in to serve for Centennial.
Already mentioned the serving of Anderson. Set. Morgan off the block for set number one. 25-18. The Bengals take the first. At times, Centennial certainly played with them, Larry, and it's got to be positive momentum moving forward in this match.
I think there's some things that Centennial can take out of that. They got hands on balls on some of those shots, but Blaine, a lot of weapons out there. I don't think they had a kill from Dimke. If they did, maybe one, but their middles combined for, I believe, 8. So, talked about it early. Blaine middles are definitely making an impact on this game.
The Bengals bring a lot at you anytime you play them, and that is why they sit at 18-1 overall. We'll have set number 2, Bengals up 1-0 after the first when we come back on North Metro TV.
With gold at an all-time high, take that rope and say bye-bye. Earrings, bracelets, rings, and chains. We buy gold at your exchange. Don't send your gold to someone strange. We buy gold at your exchange. Spring Lake Park, Frilly, Blaine. We buy gold at your exchange.
Join Ben Hale every Friday on North Metro TV News.
Check it out. Oh, that is magnificent.
Here comes the big one, Elizabeth.
I love it so much. I'm feeling a little guilty on account of me being married. There are 8 wonders in the world.
I can't believe it.
Pinch me. I think I'm dreaming.
Okay.
No, it's real.
Back with you at Blaine Fieldhouse. The Bengals 25-18 take the first set. J.W. Cox alongside Larry Mickelson as you see the Cougars, Larry. And we talked going to break about the confidence they had, but in the face of a lot of attackers, including Taylor Morgan, who had a very, very good first set.
Yeah, Morgan ended up four kills, all of them coming late in the set. And some strong kills there, too. And she tends to get stronger as the match goes on. So Centennial was able to get some hands up in front of her, but either she went over them or right through them.
You saw that first, that last highlight was the block that she went right through, and so the block was in position, but she found a way through. Lydia Demke will start it off with the serve as they've switched sides and ready to go, and the service ace for Demke. That Larry mentioned going to break, not a lot of kills for Demke in that first set, but she served very well early on and got the Bengals out to that early lead.
She had 2 service aces right off the get-go, and she's starting out where she left off, and nice dig up by McCauley.
Trout. Demke will push it over. Here we are in the second. Blaine up 1-0 on North Metro TV. Trout has a block, but keeps it alive. Brown, bump it back. Shot is in for Sierra Trost, the senior. Not a name you talk about for a lot of kills, but she's had 2 so far today in this match.
She's a solid player over there, great setter, and she cannot provide that offense when needed.
Back to a 2-0 start, exactly how they started the first set. Trying to make it 3-0. Siraki. Anderson a long way to get it over, and she does. Demke will set. Jorgensen slammed it home. And it is a 3-0 start for a second straight set for the Bengals.
We talked a lot about Morgan, but Jorgensen so far, I think that's her 4th kill. I don't think Blaine or Centennial's got a hand on any of them.
The force of Morgan on these kills, of Jorgensen on these kills has been outstanding today. Demke, they'll go right back to her. Shot, they do get a hand, but she pushes it through. So a good job. Farmery and Conrad up front were there in position, but again, Jorgensen so strong.
She's just getting up high, and she's getting on top of that ball and being able to drive it down.
4 straight points to start it with Demke at the service line. Again, she goes. Nothing easy on that first touch. Trout picked up by Demke. They'll play it off the netting. Push over for Trost. Centennial digs it out, but the first touch goes too deep into the net, so it's 5-0.
Centennial was there to dig the kill, but just couldn't control it into the net. McCauley couldn't save it.
Nothing can sap that confidence away from that first set like this, but the service ace into the net, and now the bleeding has stopped just a bit, and it's 5-1 Bengals.
Yeah, not the start Centennial wanted to have. They wanted to come out and get a fast start, but a lot of Blaine early on.
Siraki's going to start with the serve. And a good one just over the tape. Tough dig for Trost, and she can't pick it up. It's 5-2.
Kind of caught in between there where she couldn't really go up on it, and it wasn't going to come to her. And just kind of split her out a little bit.
Siraki, the leading server on this team, and she's got a second ace. Right back in it at 5-3.
Again, we mentioned the first set. Siraki is one of their stars back there in the serve. Just gets over the net, dives on in a hurry.
That time it's picked up by Brown. Push it over to the far side. Hawkins had it blocked along the netting. They say it did go over. Centennial will pick it up. McCauley the set for Jensen. Dug out by Brown. Demke just pushes it over. Good communication for Centennial to get to the offense. Trout the shot. And dug out again. Time it was Catherine Hawkins, pushed back by Trout, and they say into the net.
Yeah, just a little too aggressive on that. Aggressive play, but just touched the top of the net as she pushed it down.
She gave the wry look up to the upper judge, and we will get McCauley over to talk with the #1 official.
Talking about, I think that the ball may have touched the curtain and goes over the middle of the court on the way over, which would have been a point for Centennial. Not ruling that, though. At least I think that's what they're discussing.
Either way, official not having it, so it's 6-3.
Official didn't overrule himself. How odd is that?
Trost. He can kid because he has been an official, I suppose, as that time into the net again, so it'll be 7-3 Bengals.
Pass just carried McCauley into the net a little bit. She brushed it as she was setting it up.
Serve for Sierra Trost again at 7-3. Back to a 4-point lead for the Bengals. Too deep, and Siraki made the last-minute decision to not try and pick that one up. It'll be 7-4.
Nice court awareness there by Siraki, knowing where she was at. The ball was going to carry long. Katie Farmery back to serve now for Centennial.
And you hear the student section greeting Farmery as she went into that swing there. Rebecca Hawkins off one touch puts it down. 8-4 Bengals up.
Just so much offense for Blaine right now. I mean, they've really spread the ball around, good sets, and they've got people that can attack the ball from anywhere in the court.
We can talk about Jorgensen and Morgan, but Hawkins has been there. Trost has been there. Dimke, of course, and they just keep coming at you. That time pushed over by McCauley, trying to get tricky. Catherine Hawkins will send it back. Into the net.
And that's a double, or going to call lift on that play there.
Farmery leaning close to the net, trying to save it.
Take a look at that here. Tight there, and she just tried to push it back and held on to the ball just a little bit too long.
Jorgensen serving always from her left side corner. Shot for Trout, tipped and picked up. Far side they go, Catherine Hawkins. Shot down along the line. It's 10-4.
Take a look at the replay here. Beautiful set by Hawkins, or by Dimke, and Hawkins just puts it away.
Jorgensen finds her way over with the touch of the net. Dimke set to this near side for Rebecca Hawkins. She'll get a kill. Side to side they go with the sisters. Last 2 points, and it's 11-4.
Take a look at it here. Nice back set. Goes across. Ball might have been headed long, but Farmery didn't want to take that chance. Blaine said, Blaine's operating extremely efficiently right now, and I don't think they have a kill from Dimke. They've got 3 service aces, 3 or 4 service aces, but not 1 kill. So it shows you the depth that Blaine has. Morgan, Jorgensen, Hawkins, Trost.
When you get back-to-back points off of one Hawkins, and all Dimke's doing is setting.
Yep.
That's going to be a recipe for disaster for one team and high success for the Blaine Bengals against whoever they're playing.
Yeah, you heard Coach Rabine Manthe talk earlier about not being able to double up. And when you go left side in one ball and right side the next, and you still got Morgan in the middle, your middle has nowhere to go. So you're going to get one-on-one a lot if you're Blaine, which is a good thing to have.
They've got to go back, they being Centennial, back to being pesky, something Larry talked about in the first set, something Coach Rabine Manthe talked about before this match as well. That's where their success came in that St. Michael Albertville tournament. They were just returning everything. They were staying pesky on defense. They have to find a way to get back to that, even in the face of such good offense. Jorgensen again, and she'll open the door slightly with the service error, and it'll be 11-5.
Carly Trout will go back to serve now, but nice serving run. 3 points for Jorgensen on her serve.
Morgan with the shot, had to go way high to get a hand on that. Dimke, this time she sets it to Morgan, who pushes it right down.
She's got serious hops. I'm telling you, I saw her last year and I was amazed, and she continues to impress.
Just easily found a way to get on top of that ball. Rebecca Hawkins will close the eyes as she has the run up, swing through, and the serve is across. McCauley, a long set, blocked back but kept alive by Olson. This time McCauley takes the shot. Hawkins set, Dimke, dug out, popped right back over. Middle for Morgan, picked up by Trout along the back. Shot down for Olson.
Nice swing there by Olson. Nice defense by Centennial. As mentioned, Dimke let a bomb go. Centennial was able to return it, keep the ball alive, and ended up getting a point.
That was Trout who picked up that shot from Dimke. She'll sit down. Cami Stochensky comes in as Olson's back to serve. Puts Conrad and Olson.
I got nothing. I got nothing for that. I just sit back and enjoy the show. Great set. But you can see how high Morgan gets.
And that allows that steep downward angle on the shot. 12-6. All Centennial can do is pop this one over. They'll set it up again. Back for Dimke. She wouldn't be denied that time. Slammed it down 13-6. Now they're fired up too, Larry. Up front, Dimke and Morgan. They've seen some of the shots go for Hawkins, and they want in on the act, I think.
I think Dimke was probably a little frustrated.
Right.
She hit some big bombs. Centennial brought him up, but no doing it that time.
14-6, McCauley off a great dig from Hawkins now. The shot goes down, and it is Sierra Trost that time.
Take a look. They've had some hard attacks as Blaine, so you get Centennial playing back, and then Sierra Trost comes up there, hits a little roll shot into the middle of the court.
15-6. Centennial. A little off kilter on that. Morgan will get the set right back and slam it home. 16-6, out to a 10-point advantage for the Bengals here in the second.
Take a look. It's one thing, you know it's coming, but it's such a quick attack. You really got to be almost jumping before the ball ever even gets up there.
This time,
Conrad says, I can do that too.
Finds a way to fight over the net and through the block. Stop the bleeding at 9-point set at 16-7.
You can take a look at Centennial. Here's a look at the replay. Just goes almost right through the net, but Centennial just looking a little frustrated right now.
Relentless attack that time. Trost had the shot. Centennial gets it back. Brown with the dig. Dimke will take a shot and pop it up. McCauley a chance to set for Conrad. Again, through the block she goes.
You touched on it. Point goes to Centennial, but Blaine's just relentless. They're taking big swing after big swing. Take a look at the replay. A nice dig by Brown there to keep that ball alive. So even when Centennial a lot of times has been able to get a good swing, Blaine's been there to pop it back up.
If you throw that in with the attacking that they can do, it's just like banging your head against the wall. And there, the shot down with the right hand for Morgan. 17-8. And you can't say much about that, much more about that.
Nope, that's just, they're right in sync right now.
Brown to serve as Morgan does sit down. Just means Jorgensen comes back in. She's having a great game. Shot for Skochenski. Goes too deep, 18-8. Brown at the service line. 22 service aces in the season. And she tries to go short to this near corner that time. 18-9. Far corner, rather.
Centennial along number 22.
Trout returns now for Centennial as well as Steph Anderson. Anderson will go back to serve.
So Anderson serving. Centennial has to find a way to get Trout involved. Farmery is in there. And she'll have Conrad and Trout to try and set up, but they can't get the chance as Sierra Trost puts it down again, 19-9.
Who do you key on if you're Centennial? You got nobody. You don't have enough players. Put that up, put a block up on everyone.
Dimke back to serve. Her biggest impact has been from the line so far today. Trout will get the shot.
Keeps hammering away, does Carly Trout. Take a look at the replay here. Another good swing. Very impressed by what that young lady can do.
Siraki serving. Dimke back set. Didn't have anybody home necessarily. Trost came up a little late to pop it over. Brown will push it up. Trost has it blocked back.
And looks like Trost went underneath the line. Going to call a line violation. Point for Centennial.
So Centennial reels it back to within 8 points at 19-11. And the service ace will get him right back in it for Siraki at a 7-point set, 19-12. That a well-placed serve, just sneaking
perfect.
it over.
Brown made a good attack, or a good move on the ball, but just couldn't get there in time.
A little bit deeper with the serve. Set up far side. Rebecca Hawkins too deep. 19-13. I think Hawkins thought she was awful close to putting that one in.
She
along
was
the back
awfully
line.
close. Let's take a look at the replay here. Just a bit long.
Siraki pops it up again. Trost picks it. Dimke shoves it over. And that was enough of a surprise to catch the Cougars unawares, 20-13.
She bombs, she bombs, she bombs, and she gets her second attack or third attack or kill of the night and a little dump. That's a good court awareness by Lydia Dimke.
She really is one of those all-around players that could do just about everything, well, probably everything on the court. 2013, second touch goes awry. Tros will be back to serve at 21-13 with a chance to put a stranglehold on this match and this set. And before she gets a chance, Coach Rayvon Manthe will take a timeout.
I think Centennial right now, Coach Rayvon Manthe wants to do is say, okay, let's just start working, try to get something going here for the third set. Not that we're giving up the second set, but you want to try to get something moving, some momentum going into the third. It can be done, but they're going to have to play flawless ball to get there.
As you take a look at what both of these teams have upcoming, first with the Cougars here tonight, then they have their own tournament in which they can again, Larry, look at those sectional standings, try and pick up a few more wins, and then they close things out conference-wise against last place Park Center. So a chance for the Cougars again. They're playing an outstanding team, the second team in the state here today, but still a chance to make a run late in this season.
Yeah, it's with their own tournament and then Park Center, I think there's a chance they can get some momentum going into sectionals, which we're going to begin in a couple of weeks. But you know, they can't let themselves get down. They just need to continue to battle.
As you look at one of these key players so far from the service line for Centennial, and that's been Desiree Siraki. As she has been very good with the serve. You see the ace there that just popped up and over. Siraki has tried to keep them in shouting distance, but right now it's 21-13 with Brown serving. Siraki will pick up the dig. Trout
with another kill.
21-14.
She's been pretty much the entire offense for Centennial tonight.
And now Katie Farmering. Serving, back set. And Hawkins didn't quite get it over.
Nope, tried a little push shot. I think it was Trout was there, but the ball never cleared the net.
21-15. So you're within 6, but that's still a long way when they're at 21. Farmery back to serve. Pop-up serve handled by Hawkins. Back set to the other Hawkins. Hawkins to Dimke to Hawkins and down, 22-15.
Take a look at the replay here. Off the tip and then down.
Rebecca Hawkins with the kill. Jorgensen back to serve at 22-15. Trout into the block, Rebecca Hawkins.
Hawkins and Morgan on that one there. Just take a look at the replay there. She didn't have very many places to go with it. And Hawkins and Morgan were there waiting for her.
Farmery made an outstanding play to get this set up.
Another young player for Centennial enters the match, Lexi Glazer, replacing Olivia Jensen.
23-15.
They go
Glazer.
Glazer right away.
Didn't get the shot down. She's up on the block. Off the shot from Rebecca Hawkins. Farmery has to force it over. Dimke set to the far side. Catherine Hawkins off a block. Farmery gets the touch. McCauley the shot. Dimke digs it out. Jorgensen will set back behind. Catherine Hawkins shot down. Set point Bengals.
Take a look at the replay here. Jorgensen with the set, and Hawkins finds the shadow of the line for a point.
Hawkins, the service ACC, 3 kills for the senior. But it'll be Jorgensen back serving for set number 2. Trout push the shot up, Jorgensen to dig it. Dimke to Morgan, push across. Off the net, McCauley with the touch. Siraki will force it over. Dimke set, Morgan.
Carried it. Looks like Dimke got kind of floated into the net there, but good play by McCauley there by Centennial to keep that ball alive, but it came off the net. You take a look at there, and Dimke's shoulder just grazes the net.
24-16, and the service error by Trout into the net. will bring the second set to a close. So that one, you never really got the feeling Centennial was that much in it. They were down by 10 at one point, never got a lot closer than 6 down the stretch, and they fall 25-16 in set number 2, and we'll have to look for some magic here on out if they want to force this even deeper than a third set.
Well, the last 3 sets between the 3 matches between these two teams, the winning team has lost the first 2 sets. So we'll see if history repeats again tonight. Tall order for Centennial, but we'll see what they can do.
Maybe Coach Rayvine Manthe has that in the back of her head. We'll see if they can pick up set number 3 when we come back. Blaine up 2-0 on Centennial on North Metro TV.
Known for its vineyards and hilltop villages, Umbria is also known for its delicious tasting pizza. Made traditionally from the finest ingredients, Umbria Pizzeria will make you taste the difference, smell the love, and transport you to Italy.
La cena è pronta.
Dinner's ready.
You might even begin to feel like an Italian.
Delicioso.
Umbria Pizzeria, turning taste into memories.
If you need seamless gutters, whether the job is large or small, you can say,
I know a guy!
For your full-service landscaping, you can say,
I know a guy!
If you need commercial or residential lawn care, you can say,
I know a guy! I'm Charlie Walker, and if you need professional seamless gutters, landscaping, and lawn care, you can say, I know a guy!
In the nation, our agents are always there, helping make sure that when your life changes, your nationwide insurance coverage changes too. We put members first because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation where protection is personal.
Nationwide is on your side.
In Anoka County, contact Twin Cities Insurance Group, your nationwide insurance agent.
Back at Blaine Fieldhouse on North Metro TV, the hometown Bengals are up 2-0 after the first 2 sets. They take the first 25-18, the second 25-16. Remember, you can get a copy of any and everything that we cover on North Metro TV. Order a DVD, watch the games online, and also catch all the highlights and analysis on SportsDen. For all the info, go to northmetrotv.com. And Larry, we've talked about it. Offense from everywhere in one of those spots. Catherine Hawkins for the Blaine Bengals.
Yeah, she's been very solid defensively, along the front row and at the service line. So another well-rounded player that Blaine has on their court.
The word we agreed on in the second set was relentless, and that is what the Blaine Bengals have been so far. But, as Larry mentioned, just as an aside before we went to break, in this rivalry there has been a tradition of the winning team losing the first 2 sets. So we'll see if this is a different year and if the Bengals can finish things off here in the third.
Don't think those previous matches were by design, but it's the way they turned out. So.
See what Centennial has in the bag. It starts with Siraki. And into the net.
Ominous start there by Centennial as Olivia Jensen's called for a net violation.
Demke will serve, and in the first 2 sets, she has helped her team to a pair of 3-0 leads. It was 5-0 in the second. Here it'll be 2-0 off a service ace. Her first serve, I think, in every set so far has been an ace.
That's exactly right. So, again, she hasn't had a lot of offense along the net, but her serving has been tremendous.
Caused some havoc with that one there, but Centennial gets it over. Back set, going for Rebecca Hawkins, too strong, and it's 2-1, so that's a positive. The Cougars get on the board before Blaine goes on 3 points.
Yeah, Centennial Blaine just pulled away on the first set, never let Centennial really back in, or in the second set, never let him back into it.
Farmery the serve this time, the shot, again for Rebecca Hawkins, and again, she's a little too wide. Tied at 2.
Blaine's got a guard against, is just getting a little careless with the ball. Centennial's got 2 points now, but they haven't gotten an attack really.
Brown will come up for the set. Hawkins again. This time is dug out well. That was Anderson. Trout will push it over. As will Dempke. A good save. Farmery down. Farmery the first touch again. Trout will swing through for a shot. Picked up. Both teams back and forth. Returning everything. And then Jorgensen found her way just in along the sideline. It's 3-2 Bengals.
Another big play by Jorgensen there. She likes that deep sideline. Just turns that wrist over and cuts it across court.
That's been another consistent factor early in these sets. It's been a Jorgensen kill very early on in all 3 sets now. Farmery push it back to McCauley, who has to take the shot over at 3-2. Bengals get the shot for Catherine Hawkins, too long. And it's tied at 3. Trout going back to serve. Liz Olson will be up front. Olivia Jensen is up there as well. Trout, her last 2 serves, one at the end of the second and now here in the third, have been into the net. And we haven't seen a lot of attacks from Jensen so far, Larry. She's been good up front blocking, and now she's here on this near side.
Well, part of that, as you see it, service there by Jorgensen. Part of that is just that Blaine or Centennial has not passed the ball very well.
Right.
And when you do that, it's hard to run your middle offense. You have to push it out to the outside, which really helps the other team's defense.
Jensen now will step back to serve at 4-all. Shot for Hawkins and put it down off the hand of Olson. Jensen will now sit down as Siraki comes in.
Take a look at that. We highlighted her just at the start of the set. Catherine Hawkins comes in with a big kill.
We've seen both Rebecca and Catherine taking a lot of swings here in this second. They're both still out there as Rebecca had the serve. Conrad takes the shot, blocked back by the combination of Dempke and Morgan.
Didn't get a lot of height under that attack there. Made it a little bit easier for the block of Morgan and Dempke.
6-4 Bengals up 2-0. Siraki, great effort to keep that one alive. Olson just pops it over. Near side, Catherine Hawkins again. Shot is saved up into the netting. Farmery will push it over. Once the Bengals set up the offense, a good dig on the Morgan shot, but then too far. Siraki dives into the bench and puts it into the stands.
Good effort there by Centennial, but a very nice attack by Morgan once again.
Rebecca Hawkins to serve. Morgan 9 kills in this match. Hawkins too strong on the serve. And Centennial back into it at 7-5. A chance to serve for Lindsay McCauley.
Centennial needs some things to go their way now to try to get them a little confidence here that they can actually know they can win this set.
Strong right-handed serve for McCauley. Shot for Morgan is down just to the right of Trout. 8-5.
Take a look at the replay again. Just a nice set by this one by Rebecca Hawkins to Morgan. Good timing and puts it down.
McCauley will get a chance to set for Conrad off the block. Trost keeps it alive. Hawkins set for Dempke. Shot is blocked back. Hawkins now will take a swing and put it in along the sideline.
Nice back row attack there by Catherine. She'll go back and serve.
Hawkins pop-up serve in close, and that allows Trost to slam it right back. 10-5 Bengals.
We mentioned early on that Centennial almost had to play a flawless match if they were going to be able to hang with Blaine, and they haven't been able to do that. And to make matters worse, Blaine's been pretty much doing what they want.
They've been close to that flawless mark.
That's true.
Serve just find its way over. McCauley will get the set as it's pushed over by Billadou just in. Hawkins supposed to push it all the way over. McCauley again set far side for Olson. Shot, Dempke will push it. Kocinski set into the block on the swing for Olson. Don't know if that caught mostly net, but it'll be 11-5 Bengals either way.
It wouldn't have mattered. Dimke and Morgan there. We're going to send it back. It looked like Morgan may have gotten a hand on it, but there's a lot of teams. Centennial, one of them is. You have, in high school, you have a lot of limited options. You might have one, maybe two, if you're lucky to have attacks. Blaine, if you have somebody that's not struggling, nobody's struggling for Blaine tonight, but if you have somebody that's struggling, they have other options. So it's a lot of options in that huddle for Coach Celeste Gorman. We mentioned SportsCenter for all the highlights. Always premieres at 6 o'clock on Channel 15. Get it online as well, and you can see it daily at those times on your screens there. A lot of Blaine Bengal highlights when it comes to the volleyball. Centennial, though, will try and make some noise, and as always on North Metro, keep an eye on all of these teams as we head into the sectional season. Take them as far as they go. Hawkins will serve at 11-5 here in the third. Bengals trying to keep it up. Finish off the Cougars. Olson. Shot dug out well. Hawkins second touch. Put up into the antenna for Trost, and it'll be 11-6. Yeah, start with the pass, not the best pass, and the set then just carried Trost a little long. Couldn't keep it inside the antenna. Steph Anderson comes now in to serve for Centennial.
And Carly Trout's back in up front as well. See if she can get a few attacks off. Billadou staying in along the net as well. Like we do the setting for Conrad and Trout. Here it'll be McCauley instead. Push it across to Trout. Just decides to go up and over the block. Morgan still kept it alive. Shot for Dimke into a block, and point Centennial.
Ball looks like Dimke into the net.
So 11-7 still.
Take a look at that. Better point by Centennial. They moved very well. They had a good block up there against Dimke.
Anderson serving a great serve, but a good dive by Trost. Popped over by Morgan. McCauley handles. Conrad forced to push it over. Dimke puts it down, but McCauley right there. Siraki sets it up. Now Dimke dug out by McCauley. It goes right back. Morgan. And they're going to call into the net on Centennial.
Number 2, Billadou, looks like was called into the net. 12-7 now. Saw there when Centennial had Farmery along the front row. They had the two setters, and a couple of times Billadou's had to take the set and not be able to really do too much with it.
As you see Billadou up front, a little too close to the netting, 12-7. McCauley push far side for Trout with the shot. Off the block, and it got right in quick on Sarah Trost. She couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, you're right. It got on her before she really knew it. You can't be called for a double on a first attack, but you can get called for a lift. That's what it looked like. It just stayed on her a little bit too long.
12-8. Great serve by Siraki, and the service ace.
Good serve there again by Siraki. Her serves have been a big part of their offense tonight.
12-9. It's still a 3-point set. Trost takes the shot. McCauley there to dig it out. Billadou. Pop over. Dimke the shot right past McCauley. And it's 14-9.
That one she's able to find the court on. She's had some good swings tonight. This time she cuts it inside the block along the line. So nice attack by Dimke.
It is 13-9, excuse me, as Dimke back to serve, and she'll get the helpful bounce from the net for the service ace.
But just set up by a good aggressive serve, you hit the top of the net, and if the aggressiveness will often at times pay off in that situation.
14-9 that time, too much of the net.
Got to hit it, get a little bit higher.
A little higher. 14-10, and just a few mistakes for Blaine, as we mentioned. I think awful close as a lot of teams would get to playing a perfect match so far. They're up by 4 as Farmery comes back in to serve for Centennial. Dimke back to set. Jorgensen the shot. Never got it over.
But Blaine's, they have played very well tonight, but they're letting Centennial hang in there. And let's see if Centennial can take advantage of this.
Farmery off the bench to serve her second time. Demke deep into the net and too deep into the net.
Again, pass just carried in. She's got to get there early, plant her feet, and become solid instead of kind of just drifting a little bit. You can see trying, I didn't. Yeah, I guess I did.
I think she knew it. Farmery coming again, 2 straight points. Trost, she'll get the kill. Off the hand of Farmery.
It's interesting to note, too, in junior volleyball, what a lot of these net violations would not have been called, because in juniors, all you can call is the top of the net. So if you drift in there and hit the bottom, play on. So that's sometimes you forget about that if you're in high school.
Trost, service error, puts it into the net, makes it a 2-point set again. And Larry, this deep into a set, we haven't really seen Centennial be this close here at 15-13 so far tonight.
I think in the first set it was like 15-11, 15-10, something like that. Blaine pulled away. We'll see if Centennial can hang with them this time.
Dipke set for Jorgensen. She gets nifty and goes up and over the block.
But Blaine's just not quite as crisp right this set that they have been, but Jorgensen able to save that set. Nice adjustment mid-air to just tip it across.
16-13. Skoczynski in along the back now for Centennial. Now it'll be Olivia Jensen, the 8th grader, back to serve after the service error. No closer than 2 so far for the Bengals. This is a chance to get there. Jensen puts it over. Hawkins, the swing, block back and out. 17-14.
Good swing, good block, but hands facing outward a little bit. And the ball goes off the block and out of bounds.
So 17-14, again a 3-point set. Rebecca Hawkins, you see her close her eyes every time she does that on the lead up. Good job by Skoczynski to stay with that first touch. 17-14, Hawkins. Somehow that didn't hit the netting. Conrad will bump it over. Long way to go for Trost to pick it up. Deep set, Hawkins off the net. Down to Skoczynski, got it again. Olson pushes it over. Olson again at the net. Saraki had a touch on it. Olson has to get it over. It's blocked back. Taylor Morgan up front. 18-14.
Just a little tipping going on. Olson took a big swing, but both Dimke and Morgan were right there to seal it off. Directed back into the court.
18-14, too deep on the service there.
I don't know how, I haven't been keeping track of the service errors, but I think that's at least 5 now by Blaine. That's what's been helping Centennial stay close.
Get that point right back. We see Emma LeClaire come in for the first time. She's a junior for Centennial. She'll be to the left of Olson up on the net. Make that Conrad and the service ace.
McCauley on the service ace. Take a look at it here. Just kind of Hawkins got backpedaling a little bit.
So once again at a 2-point set, but no closer so far. See if the Cougars can do it. Demke, the shot, won't let him. 19-16. She's been there with the kills, I think, at some big moments, Larry.
Right.
Not necessarily consistently going to her, but that time they needed it and she delivered. Catherine Hawkins to serve. McCauley set deep into the net, blocked back as Conrad took the shot. And it's 20-16.
Morgan there again. Centennial's playing a little bit better, but not quite enough to get over the top quite yet. But so they can get the ball back here in this play. You might be able to stick around a little bit longer.
And they cannot, as now it's stretched out to a 5-point advantage for the Bengals, and just about on crew cue right there. Coach Rayvon Manthe will take a timeout at 21-16. Bengals with the lead in the match and the set. And you look into that huddle and you see a lot of players who have had a big impact in this game so far, Larry. And there's a team that they're on top, and they're looking to stay there at 8-0 in conference.
Hey, take a look at the standings here. The big match next week, Blaine and Anoka, and it looks like they're both going to be undefeated going into it. So it'll be for the conference championship. However, they're in different sections. Blaine in 5 AAA, Anoka in 7 AAA. So Blaine pretty much probably has the #1 seed locked up. Number 2 will probably go to Osseo. The number 3 will go to either Elk River or Maple Grove. What you want to do is stay away from Blaine right now. Try to stay away from them if you can. But if you're Blaine, you're just saying, bring it on. Let's go.
Well, if you look at those standings and you see teams 3, 4, and 5, Osseo, Andover, and Elk River, Blaine only lost a single set. They went 9-1 against the next level of teams down there. So they're a team that can beat the best and everybody else too. McCauley will get the set for Centennial. It's 21-16. They need a point big time right here. Morgan takes the shot. It's tapped. Push. LeClaire got the shot, dug out by Brown. From the back row, Hawkins. McCauley keeps it alive along the net. They did get it over. So fresh time, but this time, Olson can't find her way over the net. 22-16 Bengals.
A little bit of a risky set there. Didn't pay off for Centennial. Kind of went with the high risk, high reward set. If she could have gotten a good set and Olson was ready, she might have had a one-on-one opportunity, but not to be.
22-16. Catherine Hawkins, the senior, serving away. Shot down, still alive. Liz Olson puts it down. 5-point set, 22-17.
Let's look at the replay here. Good swing. Kind of what they wanted to do in the last point, but the timing was just a little bit off. Steph Anderson comes in now for Centennial, and she'll serve. Cougars down 17-22.
LeClaire and Trout both up front. Hawkins the touch, shot for Trost, puts it down 23-17. And right on the cusp of this one getting completely away from the Cougars.
Yeah, lights are getting dim on them, but they're playing better in the set. Blaine's not quite as crisp, but Centennial just wants to keep battling to the final.
Trout gets tricky into the block, and they'll reset. McCauley pushes it over. Dug out in the back corner. Jorgensen, the shot to kill. A hand on it for McCauley, but no way to handle it. It's 24-17.
Like it's Sydney Miller into serve now for Blaine.
At set point, set match right here, 24-17. Trout pushes it over.
Jorgensen
slamming home to win it for the Bengals. 25-17. They take it in straight sets, and Larry, they fired on all cylinders. You saw a lot of Jorgensen, but she had a lot of help all match long.
Jorgensen, Morgan Taylor, or Taylor Morgan, both Hawkins. I mean, when you look at Lydia Dimke, I think it looks like they held her to 4 kills, and you still had a dominant performance like that. It just shows how well-rounded Blaine is. And it's very rare in high school you'll get a team as well-rounded like that just because of the nature of the beast. But Blaine's looking very impressive, and they look very sharp heading into sectional play, or the match against Anoka next week, and then sectionals.
And we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but 3 of those players you mentioned, 4 of them, if you include Rebecca Hawkins, they're all coming back as well. Dimke, Morgan, Hawkins, and Jorgensen all coming back for the Bengals, who move. Bengals move to 9-0 overall, 19-1 overall, that is. 8-0 in Northwest Suburban Conference play. As you take a look at some of those shots, that's the set and match point for Jorgensen, who put it home to get the win. 9-0 overall, 19-1 for Centennial, 10-12 now, 3-6 in conference. And we will talk to some of those victorious Blaine Bengals when we come back on North Metro. They take it in straight sets over Centennial here tonight on North Metro TV.
Known for its vineyards and hilltop villages, Umbria is also known for its delicious tasting pizza. Made traditionally from the finest ingredients, Umbria Pizzeria will make you taste the difference, smell the love, and transport you to Italy.
La cena è pronta.
Dinner's ready.
You might even begin to feel like an Italian.
Delicioso.
Umbria Pizzeria, turning taste into memories.
If If you need seamless gutters, whether the job is large or small, you can say,
I know a guy!
For your full-service landscaping, you can say,
I know a guy!
If you need commercial or residential lawn care, you can say,
I know a guy! I'm Charlie Walker, and if you need professional seamless gutters, landscaping, and lawn care, you can say, I know a guy!
In the nation, our agents are always there, helping make sure that when your life changes, your nationwide insurance coverage changes too. We put members first because we don't have shareholders. Join the nation where protection is personal.
Nationwide is on your side.
In Anoka County, contact Twin Cities Insurance Group, your nationwide insurance agent.
With gold at all-time high, take that rope and say bye-bye. Earrings, bracelets, rings, and chains. We buy gold at your exchange. Don't send your gold to someone strange. We buy gold at your exchange. Spring Lake Park, Frilly, Blaine. We buy gold at your exchange.
Join Ben Hale every Friday on North Metro TV News.
Check it out. Oh, that is magnificent.
Here comes the big one, Elizabeth.
I love it so much. I'm feeling a little guilty on account of me being married. There are 8 wonders in the world.
I can't believe it.
Pinch me. I think I'm dreaming.
Okay.
No, it's real.
Ooh, yes!
Back with you at Blaine Fieldhouse. You see there straight sets over Centennial for the Blaine Bengals. For some reaction, we go down to a pair of Bengals joining Rosie Erickson right now courtside.
Here with Rebecca Hawkins and Jessica Jorgensen. Great match, ladies, winning your first 3 sets in a row. How does it feel?
Good, very good. Feels really good.
And what'd you do to prepare for this game?
We just practiced really hard and we worked really hard as a team. The past couple practices have been really successful and showed in this game, I thought.
Sure, I spoke to both your coaches, or the coach of Centennial as well. And you know, Centennial is a rival supposedly. Did you do anything different to prepare or anything in your head thinking they're going to be a tough team?
We were, Gorman scouted them and saw them play, and they are not as good as last year, but we were mentally prepared and we're getting mentally prepared for the game.
All right, then finally, what do you think your strength was tonight winning this match?
I just thought our being scrappy with the ball and getting up all the balls, our defense was really well tonight. And I thought we executed very well.
And one last question for you. I know you have a tournament coming up. What are you going to do to prepare for that?
We are going to get a lot of sleep, and we are just going to be mentally prepared, and yeah.
All right, well, good job, ladies, and good luck this weekend. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Rosie. Down there with some of the victorious Blaine Bengals. As you saw, Jessica Jorgensen giving her reaction to this game, and she had quite a game up front. Early on, she got a couple of kills down the first and second set, and it was relentless the rest of the way. A lot of power. There weren't a lot of blocking touches on Jorgensen throughout this game today. So the junior middle, who came in with 113 kills, will leave with even more and another victory for her Blaine Bengals, as she played big in the middle as well. Also for the Bengals, playing very big as well, Just a relentless attack from pretty much everybody. As you see here, it was Rebecca Hawkins, who we also heard from. She got a few kills on the outside. It would go from her sister to the set to Demke, and then she'd be able to put it down. As you get another look again, Demke the good back set. Just a touch off the block from Olivia Jensen, and Catherine Hawkins powering it down. So Hawkins, Jorgensen, Sierra Trost had a great game as well with a lot of kills, putting up the stat line. And of course Morgan in the middle, and Lydia Demke was there at just the right times, I think, a number of times for the Blaine Bengals. For everybody with North Metro TV, you see it there, the finals, 25-18, 25-16, 25-17. Bengals take the rivalry match, 3 straight sets. For my partner Larry Mickelson and everybody with North Metro TV, I'm JW Cox saying thanks for watching. Have a great night.